Slumdog Millionaire screening, Hrithik Roshan came up to Baba. And I didn't know who Baba was. That's the thing, right? Because I'm a child. I didn't know, man. Like,
There was this video of yours that people were talking about on the internet.
Oh my God. I just
Did we tap into something?
Yeah, I just remembered. I've also pretended so much and people started liking my humility and then I started to try to be humble. I was already the way I am.
Then but does social media make you anxious?
Oh, yeah. And I was a very mischievous kid. I spit chewing gum in the shot on Baba's face.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah and today I'm going to be having a conversation with the super talented Babil Khan in the house. What is up, Babil? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Brought that energy for you.
Thank you.
I hope I didn't startle you.
No, you didn't at all.
Yeah? Okay. I saw this story on Instagram yesterday, which you had shared.
Yeah.
And the one thing you spoke in it was the word content.
Yeah.
The obsession of the world with content. And the one thing that you said that, I
hate the word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with you on the parts that we are supposed to consume content. It shouldn't be the other way around, but of late, absolutely the other way around is happening. Okay.
Also, I feel like content, it takes so many various areas of art and then puts it into this one box and each thing loses its meaning. Like,
that is true.
Film is a different thing, a book is a different thing. But then when you say content, what does content mean? What does that word mean?
Nobody knows of late.
Exactly.
And what you said is true. It actually just takes everything together. So for everybody, then an influencer is also an actor. An actor is also an influencer apparently. And now it's become that thing, right? How many times do you go through this in your journey that people actually tell you that, hey, social media numbers matter?
So social media is important. Like it has its benefits, but we must have a sense of balance to it. That's all. It's not that it's bad or it's good. It's just that there needs to be a balance where you are not losing your love for yourself and your authenticity and life because you want a certain number of, you're dependent on the engagement for your self-worth. That shouldn't happen. But other than that, social media can be it's a beautiful tool to promote creativity, it has that...
To connect also.
Yeah, to connect with your audience.
But people haven't been clearly using it for the right reasons. In fact, it reminds me of, there was a post that went viral.
Sorry?
No, not the sorry. There was a post that went viral where there was a content creator who was shooting with food. And his friend is shooting him. So as soon as the camera is in front of him, he's like, and this. And as soon as the camera moves, he suddenly just keeps the food down. And his expressions just go back to normal. And then there was a third person shooting this entire scene. And I was like, but this is exactly what everybody is doing. For the camera, everybody just, puts on a mask. And as soon as the camera is off, everybody removes the mask.
And I think, but the beautiful thing is that the moment you don't do that, I think the guy who was shooting that video, I think he got more engagement.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because that is what went viral.
Yeah, exactly.
That is what went viral.
It's so ironic where we are, scared of being authentic, but seeking authenticity.
Yeah.
It's so strange.
But isn't it very common in the industry that you belong to where you walk into a room full of people, everybody is going to ask you, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And
I don't say I'm fine though.
Oh, you never say
I say I am. How are you? I am today what I am today, right?
But how many people are okay even taking that as an answer because
they get confused.
Because they don't know what to do because in their head they've already figured out your answer is going to be I'm doing good or I'm doing fine. And as soon as you say I am, and they're like, oh, now how do I react to this? This is what we didn't learn.
But then there's a real interaction there.
Yeah.
Because of that, then there's because that confusion is real. So I'm like, then we laugh and we move on with our lives.
But is that something now? Have you noticed these things in the script of Logout that came to you that, hey, it's addressing A, B, C, and I want to talk about it. So let's do this.
See, I never went. Honestly, I auditioned for 2 pages of that script.
Okay.
And then I got the part and I read the script. And I just wanted to explore the character. I had no intention of preaching something to society, nothing like that. Like, I just really wanted, because I've not been so familiar with the digital world. I had a dabba phone till I was 21 or something. I wanted to explore why people feel like that. That's all. I just want to understand. That's all. I want to understand. So I don't judge. I am curious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the more judgmental I become, I feel like my creativity dies. So I just find ways to be curious rather than be judgmental. That's all.
But it's so, it's again, the industry that we belong to. Yeah. Everybody around is so judgmental in general, right?
I think the whole people, like, we are, as a human race, judgmental, and it's nothing to do with good or bad, it's just survival. Because we're afraid, right? Like, we're afraid of anything that is not familiar to us. So we try to put things into categories, brackets, labels, and anything that falls out of it, we're like, well, we judge it, right? Because we're scared, I feel. That's my opinion.
Which makes sense because, there was this video of yours that people were talking about on the internet.
Yeah, sorry.
That video now. Now we're talking about that video. Okay. Where there were so many comments that were passed that, oh, is he putting on? Is this a put on?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just anxious. Yeah.
No, but now that's the thing, right? Because I'm like, bro, because all of us, I think, even as audience now, have been trained how people from the industry behave. So when somebody is actually not putting on a facade, we feel like that person is faking it.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't think so much about it, honestly. It was more like I was upset because of course it was hurting, but that's a part of the journey, right? The thing was that they made it a thing about feminism or something. It was not that at all. It was just that I was not aware that there is somebody behind me.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what it was. It was not about it's just that I was taking their glory, their moment away from them. That suddenly made me really like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah.
And that happened. But basically, that's the story of what happened.
But somewhere, do you feel as a misfit then? Because you came in the industry to become an actor. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know now anymore what I.
But that's what I'm saying, right? But then you realize, कि यार ये भी करना, and you're like, where is the main thing? I came here to act. Why do I have to keep up with the paps? Why do I have to keep up with social media? Why do I have to keep up with
I don't have to keep up. They're really nice. They're genuinely nice, and we genuinely have a connection. Like once the cameras are down, we speak. And paps have never been a problem. Like they've never made me feel anxious. It was the whole situation
that happened.
But
does social media make you anxious?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but that's my journey to deal with. I have to find a balance. I can't expect the world to change for me.
For me, absolutely.
The world is going in a direction, life is going in a direction, and I have to find my ways to balance.
Yeah.
I have to find it's like you're going down a hill on a skateboard, basically.
Yeah.
And you'll fall, but you have to pick up your skateboard and try to find your balance again.
Yeah. You also spoke about right now about the dabba phone, right? Till you were 21.
Yeah.
Now, let's look in retrospect. Do you think that made you less anxious?
Oh, I was free. But also then I had the protection of my father. Like people don't understand how much that subconsciously gives you confidence, the protection of your parents. I think more than the dabba, of course, the dabba phone gave me a sense of, like I was detached.
All of us were, right? Like we, honestly, if I've sent you a message, I had 180 characters to write whatever I had to write to you.
Yeah.
And in that 180 characters, I have to put my message, send it across.
Yeah.
And that's about that.
Yeah.
Now I'm not waiting if this message has been read, is it delivered, is the person online?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just brought in so much anxiety that I'm keeping an eye on what my friends are doing. And they're on vacations that I can't be on. And then I'm trivial about it.
It's not true. That's the thing. Like most of it is not true.
Yeah. It's a facade.
Yeah. It's confusing almost. Like, why? What is the reason? That's why I want to do this one.
When did you realize that यहाँ पे actually बहुत सारा facade है?
बहुत
सारा facade होता है यहाँ पे. When was it in your journey that you realized? Because what I've also noticed about your journey is that ever since
I
you've
was
come,
also a part of the first. I mean, I'm also learning. I'm also becoming more and more aware.
but not
right?
actively.
Yeah, not see that I don't think very few people actively do things like that. I feel like
But a lot of them do it
Really?
actively. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, well, I've been disconnected, but yeah, I've also pretended so much, and I remember this time when people started liking my humility, and then I started to try to be humble. I was already the way I am. Then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, no,
I have to keep
need to keep up with their expectations, right? Then I was like, wait, I'm pretending now to be humble.
Yeah.
So that was a lesson that I learned.
Damn.
Yeah.
You also spoke about, your dad. And the kind of this subconscious way that you have to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people don't realize it that, hey, even though it's somebody famous, it's still a parent.
Yeah.
It's still somebody losing their parent. And sometimes I feel like people really don't understand boundaries. That, hey, let's not get into this space.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you deal with it when somebody just out of even something as a chat like this, okay, somebody keeps digging and then you're like, bro, step back.
I try, as I said before, my ways of navigating life is keeping that intention of trying to be curious rather than being judgmental. But if something is hurting me beyond measure, then I will say that. Like,
You
it's
voice
hurting
it.
me. Like,
You voice it.
Yeah. Kindly try. Like, kindness is important to me. Kindness is very important to me. And I try to be as kind as possible. Like, if somebody is stepping somewhere I don't want to go right now, then I'll be like, hey man,
let's not do this.
Yeah, but on a later date, maybe perhaps we'll talk.
About it. Makes sense. Talking about a filmography, Babil, the one thing that's very evident is the kind of actor you want to be. Okay, there are particular scripts that you're picking up, and it's very evident that you are standing out from the crowd that is there.
Yeah.
Conscious
of what?
Effort.
No, I don't know. I'm going with the flow. I want to just surrender, man. And I genuinely want to seek that journey of being able to just go with the flow, because it's so easy to say go with the flow,
but you never go with the flow.
Yeah, man. Like, even if you just observe the muscles on your back, like, if you see they're always tense, then you don't realize 24 hours, that really affects your physical body and your mental state and everything. And I don't know what I want to be. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I don't know who I'll be 5 years from now. Maybe I will leave everything and become a scuba diving instructor. I don't know. But whatever it is, today I'm here with you. And that's all I care about. You know?
Absolutely. Perfect. What I'm going to do is I'm going to shift a gear. I'm going to play a game with you.
Sure.
It's called the game of firsts. Let's do this.
Yeah.
The first audition you ever did?
Kala.
Kala was the first audition.
The Kala was the first audition I got.
Okay. That was the first audition.
Yeah,
how
before
was
that
like?
I was... Huh?
Before that,
before that, it is because I had to... I didn't learn acting in institute. I learned through failing and understanding. So yeah, I remember some of the ad auditions. Oh my god! I just
did we tap into something?
Yeah, I just remembered this audition I'd given for this jewelry brand.
And
man, I was horrible. Like, I was so bad. I still have that take, I remember. I have it
I think
somewhere.
it should make it to the graph.
Yeah, one day I'll post it, maybe, you know. Like,
saying, this is where we started from, this is where we are. Love it. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. First country you traveled to?
India.
Besides India.
I didn't travel to India, no. I don't remember, because I have been, the thing is, I have been traveling since I was a baby. Because Baba would be traveling, he'd be doing roles in Hollywood since back then.
Yeah.
So I'd be going with him, Mama would be taking me everywhere.
Yeah. So that's how you remember
some good trips I remember was Cape Town when they were shooting Acid Factory. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah?
Damn. Fun, yeah.
Cute. Okay. First celebrity you met that you vividly remember?
Oh, I remember I watched Krish.
Huh.
So of course I was not the first celebrity I met, but I remember I watched Krish and I was a huge Hrithik Roshan fan. Was as in, of course.
All of us are.
Yeah. And Slumdog Millionaire screening, Hrithik Roshan came up to Baba. And I didn't know who Baba was. That's the thing, right? Because I'm his child. I didn't know,
Of
man.
course,
Like,
yeah.
I didn't know. And he deliberately kept me away from that.
Okay.
So I was like, why is he meeting my father? And then he looked at me and he's like, he shook my hand. Oh my God, I lost. I smiled so wide. I remember my cheeks cramped up.
Yeah.
And then I told Baba, do something. My cheeks have cramped up. And he started laughing. Yeah.
Have you met Hrithik after that and have you told him that this is what happened?
Yeah, no.
Damn, but all of us have been Hrithik Roshan fans. And Krish, I think, did that to all of us.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All of us suddenly went crazy.
Yeah.
First car you owned?
I don't own. I still use my parents' cars.
You do?
Yeah, and I still live in my parents' house. When I own a car, I will say. But I don't think right now I need to own a car.
Okay. You spoke about something that also reminded me of somebody had said. Somebody had said something, sorry.
Yeah.
When you said you didn't know that, your father was such a brilliant actor. Somebody else also recently...
I didn't even know he was a celebrity.
Yeah, but somebody else also, another person whose parent is also, has been in the industry for the longest time, said that I always thought that because my mom acts, everybody's mom acts. So I have asked my friends that when does your mom come on TV, I'll give her show also watch. Stuff like this.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm assuming something very similar was happening here.
I didn't know what his job was because when I'd go to set, he'd just go in front of the camera, he'd do his thing. And then he'd go, I didn't understand what he did. What
he did?
Yeah.
So when was it that you realized that it was
understand.
this? Like,
It was very later on, like when I started understanding what cinema is and what acting is. And then, like, by the time I was 13 or something, like 12, I'm not 13, 10 years old. But before that, I would not know what my father's job was actually.
Damn.
I just remember running on sets and I remember because they used to shoot on film back then, no? So it was very, they didn't have like, it was a very expensive thing.
Yeah.
And I was a very mischievous kid. And I remember in one take or something, I spit chewing gum in the shot on Papa's face. And he was not pissed that I did that. He tried to explain to me that the economics of film
and how expensive it is. And you didn't realize anything.
I was like, what?
What are you talking about? Love it.
But he was,
Perfect. No, but that's my time with you, by the way. And before I leave, this is the last one coming your way. What is the message you honestly want to give people today?
I think
you don't want to give them a message.
I think people should stop taking advice for a while.
Yeah?
Stop depending on others for
advice.
Yeah, just figure it out on your own.
Yourself for a change.
For a while, yeah.
Absolutely makes
sense. I think
sense.
it gives you a certain reflection about yourself.
And who you are.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Perfect. But thank you so much for talking to me. In terms of your professional journey, you've really, made the mark. And like I keep saying, you always push the envelope. So keep doing that. I'm very, very, very proud of you.
Thank you, man.
Keep soaring high. I'm going to see you super soon. Till then, this one is a wrap.
Thank you.